Hello. Welcome back. I'm Jay.
I'm TJ.
And this is Not Quite Nerds.
The podcast.
This is the podcast where
Podcast.
we talk and chat about creativity and the creative life.
What it means to be creative, what it means to be around creatives, what it means to
our
create.
lives as creatives.
Ourselves.
Our
Maybe
lived
we'll get
experience.
Jay's husband on and we'll spill all the dirt.
Oh no.
Just
Why
kidding.
is that happening?
Yeah, so we've done a little bit of a rebrand on the channel if you haven't found us on our other things. But there is a vlog that you can see where I talk a lot. We also are both in it. But yeah, we've done a lot of changes recently. And one of those things is refreshing the podcast to be a little bit more tailored to something that we're a bit better to talk about. Like creative life. So, yeah, we've got our first episode today.
Yes, it's going to be so good. And yeah, so like TJ said, he's made a vlog. Link to that is in the show notes or the description. But yeah, we talk more about why we've decided to like just focus this podcast, which we love, onto creativity.
Yeah.
So we hope that you would come along on this journey. If you haven't seen any of our previous episodes on this podcast, that's fine. All good. If you want to, we just yarn about stuff that we love, and that's okay. But this one, I think we would love to talk more about like what it is to be creative, living the creative life, and all that stuff. Yeah. And we're excited to get into this first episode where we talk about our creative journey. Let's go.
Okay, so this episode we're talking about our creative journeys and how we got here. So we've got a couple questions we're going to ask each other back and forth.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can glean something from it. Jay's going first.
Oh my gosh. And hopefully you can relate maybe. I don't know. Okay, our first question for this episode is, what did our creative journey actually look like? What are any detours, false starts, happy accidents, surprises? Yeah. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I was doing music first, was kind of the thing I thought I was always going to do. Kind of growing up, that was like, yeah, I'm going to be a musician. And obviously, the older you get, the reality sets in. And, it's not the most feasible job. It's not the easiest industry to get into. And yeah, I kind of just like always loved creative stuff. And Jay got me a interesting version of Illustrator and Premiere Pro. And that kind of started my journey. I just started playing around, actually not of Illustrator, of Photoshop.
Yeah.
And so I used to play around with Photoshop a lot, on Premiere, making stuff that probably could have been 10 times easier in a different program. And then people started saying the stuff I made was good. And then I was like, okay, I could do this instead. So then I started doing that. And I've always loved doing music, but it's more of a hobby more than design has become a career.
Your career,
of sorts. Yeah.
But you were always like artistic. You were painting all that.
I think it's just more that in terms of journeys and like cornerstones, I think
music was for you.
Music was the beginning for sure.
Are you telling me that you ended up pivoting into design because of me?
I also really wanted to be a music video editor. Specifically
so
a
that
music
was on
video.
The side. Yeah, it's always related to
Not
music.
editor, sorry, just a music video, like director, editor, anything in that space.
Yeah.
Because it was like the classic era of like the Vivo music video, and I was that is my career.
I'm gonna do that.
And then kind of just realized design as a part of that in some ways, and started making stuff for friends, and that ended up kind of getting attention of some people in our world that were in the industry. And so then I was able to kind of like actually
it's crazy though, because like if you know TJ, or even if you don't know him, the crazy thing is like he's got a knack and like raw talent for design that's it's like mind-blowing that I'm like, how did this guy do this? We talk a little bit more like in detail about even like your journey with Premiere Pro and editing software in the very, very first episode 0 or episode 1 of the podcast, the very first time,
one of the two,
that we started this podcast. So that's crazy.
I really like design. I do think I'm good at it because I'm good at other things.
Yeah.
And I just like colors.
I like colors.
And I like fonts. So it just feels like a natural progression. Yeah. And I mean, and obviously, and we'll probably talk about this in a later episode, but we both dabble in a bunch of different other
disciplines. Yeah.
So then I think all of those help really inform and have a good like foundation for doing design as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about me. How about you?
So if it's the journey towards film, and video editing and all that stuff, photography, I think similar to you, probably kind of reasonably creative household. I almost want to say I started music as well.
Yeah.
My granddad was very musical, like he would compose and all that stuff. Everyone was singing. And then one time I decided to set up a PC in my bedroom.
Slay.
I don't know where I got it from. And I wanted to record, I was songwriting, TJ.
Slay.
Oh my God.
Do you remember what the first song you wrote was called? Because I do.
Hold on.
Not yours.
I probably have it somewhere. I'm sure my friends in the Philippines remember.
Now.
Oh no. So I decided to record some of the songs that I'd written. Okay. And the only thing I had was I learned that Windows Movie Maker has a narration option.
Yeah.
So I think I was playing guitar and recording my songs, and then that kind of led into, I'm in Windows Movie Maker. Didn't really touch it again until we came to New Zealand, got a MacBook, and started playing on iMovie.
Yeah.
And then...
But the foundation for everybody.
The foundation for everybody. But just before that, my mom was into photography, was doing it for her work. She was doing it more like as a tool for journalism, for more like documentary and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Was never interested until we came to New Zealand. She had her camera. I started taking photos, and then I kind of did it as my degree.
I think I was really into doing photos for a bit too, and I got that camera. Do you remember? And we bought it off, and you helped me buy it.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we started to become like
more towards the visual.
Friends. I would say that's how we first started becoming friends, was talking about like cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I found out that you were a Tumblr girly, and then you were like, and the One Direction girlies.
Oh no.
And that's how we became like
more friends.
Friendly, rather than just like,
talking more
how do you use the camera?
Yeah. Basically doing all the video stuff, then getting involved in volunteering and stuff in church, and then eventually getting hired. So that from volunteering in church, doing photography, eventually kind of dabbling in video as well. And because I did it for my degree, even though I learned more doing it in church.
Isn't everything that the way just for anything to do with university? It's like YouTube is your teacher.
It's like, can I say this though? Okay, because we're talking about creativity and creative here. No. So I did my degree. I'm not saying don't do a degree. Also, I didn't finish my degree. But I went to I went to university.
Dropouts.
I went to uni to do this degree in creative, and there were people in my class who were already experienced, like, who were already really good in media studies and whatever, so that when they came, they were very familiar with the software.
Yeah.
Even though in uni, like, they teach you how to use the software and stuff, but by the time we were on the tools, because a lot of the uni stuff is theoretical, right?
Yeah.
By the time we were allowed to get on the tools, the people that I was with anyway, already were quite familiar with the software.
Yeah, right.
So then there was no point in me getting to try and learn, because it's like, okay, we're going to go edit this film now. Of course they were going to do it.
You were going to do it.
And then, like, if we were filming in the studio, I never had to touch the lights because they know how to do it. And they're just like, yeah, I'm just going to do it. So I'm not saying that I was getting dragged along and I didn't want to. Also, like, being like timid, not feeling very confident with speaking up and stuff like that. Yeah. I was just like, okay, I'm just watching. So then when I became an intern, I had to do everything, and so that's why I ended up learning more than I did in university. Yeah.
Well, and I also feel like in uni, it's kind of like there's a bit more competition.
Yeah.
You're not in the sense that, I guess people do think that there are people that think they're better than you for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's more like, I guess in like church sphere, it's like, how are we going to get the job done?
Yeah. And I think it was like a little bit of, they were trying to prove themselves, but I was just trying to learn how to do the
job.
Yeah.
Learn how to be here.
Yeah. So I kind of learned, I was familiar with some of the software, but yeah, I'd never really done it. So anyway, that was interesting about uni. Anyway, next, let's move on to the next question.
So obviously we worked together for a while, but the question is, what do we admire and what do we tolerate about each other's workflow, systems, all those things?
Oh my goodness. So I'm going first then.
I guess so. Tell me what you don't like about me.
Oh my god. What am I about you is I said it at the start where you have this raw thing of like, I don't know where all this stuff is coming from, or like how you can pull from, like, you've got all these things and then you can draw it and you can turn it into something, which to me feels more like pure creativity. And when I was in uni, I also had a friend who is I would say is quite similar, Val.
Valgabadonga.
I know. Valgabadonga.
The god of the photography and 3D animation and all of the things.
And
love you, Val.
He is, I call them my crazy brain friends, in the sense that like the creativity is like, oh my God, where is that coming from? And I feel like I have to like draw or pull so much for me to try and come up with stuff.
Right.
And it always made me think for myself that I wasn't good at ideation, because I would watch you and go, oh my God, bro has ideas coming out of his ears.
Ass.
His
ass ideas.
And so I admire that about you. Okay, that's not something that you can control.
So that's why I hate you.
No. So that's inherent. That's just inherent. The other thing I admire is, like as we've grown as creatives and seeing and working together and seeing that is your ability to zoom out of projects and kind of like see the project as a big picture, to try, even though what you're working on is just a part, you're always thinking about how does this part contribute to the whole, and how can we make this part a win for the whole.
We love a whole.
And then in the process of zooming out to look at the whole, oh my God, to look at the big picture.
I really just took a sip. That was almost a spit take, guys.
In the process,
zooming out to look at the whole.
Usually you zoom in. No, when you zoom
into the hole, you find the hole.
No, when you zoom out to look at the big picture, you are also able to anticipate potential roadblocks and stuff like that, which I think you and I vibe together in that sense. I think
it's also because both of us, and I actually think it is both of our strengths in different ways, in terms of like trying to be consistent over a project, for example, and look at the big picture, look at the whole. With that, I think both of us like doing that just because we like being consistent. We like things, if a project needs to have all these different touch points, it should come back to a reason for doing something. Yeah. And I'm sure that's why people hate working with us, because in some ways it
feels like annoying to be like, why are you looking at this when...
Well, it's like why are you bothered with what this sign looks like when it's just a sign? But it's like... we could also make it look good.
If we put it next to the other sign,
it's going to be ugly.
And then the new signs we're going to make.
Yeah, it's just like, why don't we do consistency? I also think it's just...
it does feel like a curse sometimes.
Fully a curse. Like, that's where, like, both of the things that you're saying are compliments, thank you, and also, like, to me, can be negatives. In the sense that it's like...
Do you see it as a negative?
In the sense that, like, you're saying, like, obviously...
Oh, no, like, I mean, like, saying it's kind of like a curse to be like... Ugh.
Exactly. Like, in the sense that it's like, sometimes... I don't know where the creative's coming from, and I just want to make it.
Yeah.
And I can't do that because I've got to ideate the whole process, you know? Like, so it can be very, not to say it's like actually a curse, but in the sense that it's like, sometimes I just want to get the job done.
Yeah.
So that can definitely be a struggle, but I definitely think that's something that we vibe on, trying to be consistent, like create a whole picture together rather than it just being like, oh,
but
we'll
it's
do
fun.
these little bits here.
I feel like that's something... I don't think that's just something that is a curse to you. Like, I think you do enjoy being able to like see how everything connects.
I love it. And obviously it has its downsides to it, but it's fun. Yeah. And I actually get to do it. Yeah. Hardly ever. Anyway,
and then
so
what I tolerate, it's not a tolerate. I think it's probably like a work on, and I think you would agree.
Jeez. Didn't know I was getting peer reviewed.
So guys, we have a video that I can't remember in our schedule if it's out yet. It might already be out. Anyway, if it's not out, I'll just tell you. We did basically a creative challenge video. Oh, yeah. What I'm going to say is probably like project management.
Oh, yeah, fully.
Like, I feel like that's, it's
not my job.
I wish I could, it's something I should take away from you, to be like, get TJ to focus on the creative so he doesn't have to think about managing.
But I also think it's like we've both talked about this, like, so many people are like, so I need to do the washing, and so I do the washing. But like for me, it's like I have to walk around the house and find the washing, and I'm gonna have to pick up, make sure that
and
I
we have
pick
to
up those
separate
socks,
them, and then
I left those socks downstairs, and then I go and do that thing. And the process is like the 15 steps till it's completely done. I'm putting the washing in the washing machine, but I'm already thinking, and then I need to fold it and put it away.
And there's the big picture.
So then I don't do any of it.
Yeah.
You know, so that is definitely, and I get stuck on one point. So
Yeah.
fully. This is where I'm saying that I guess the creative and trying to be, like you're saying, like looking at the bigger picture is negative, because project management is quite difficult for me because importance isn't necessarily what I want to work on. So then I get stuck on the thing that I'm excited about or whatever. And you can see that in that video because I didn't even do the freaking job of the whole video.
And we'll see if we actually post that
Jay
video.
actually did that video. And I didn't. No, I think we should post it now.
No.
If it's not been posted, if it's been posted, it's because I'm saying this right now.
If it is posted, the link will be in the
And
show
we're playing
notes.
right now. I'm just kidding.
Don't do that.
We're gonna play it over top of us.
There's so many other things I want to talk about, like being your own project manager, like that whole process, and being able to focus on creative. We've got other things that we're gonna want to talk about on this podcast where we talk about. We've just got exciting.
We've got lots of things that we can talk about.
Yeah.
So
that will be one of those things. So we'd love.
Put some things in the comments that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Please.
Sorry, I didn't
Give
even
us
convey what I was
ideas.
going to say. Okay, say things about me now.
I feel like.
Oh no, I'm going to hate this. Hold on. It's fine.
I'll go with my negative first because.
Okay, great.
My negative. It's not even negative.
Totally.
Jay is so freaking hard on herself, and it actually pisses me off. Like, that's my biggest gripe with this woman.
I did not expect
This
that.
lady. And I know that it's kind of like, she's so good. It's not even about that. It's like, and I haven't.
She's not that good. And
she's actually shit. I think it's more that, like, for me, I know that I will like struggle to jump over like my self hurdles to get somewhere for sure. But I feel like with you, it's like not just second guessing, but like triple, quadruple, whatever comes after quadruple guessing, to the point where it stumps you. Versus like, I know for me, the biggest thing that stumps me is like, oh, the IC is too big. It's too big. I can't do it. Versus for you, it's like, whether it's a big idea or a small idea, I know that you second guess yourself a lot, just to get stuck in the weeds because you're doing that. And it always, and it hurts me because I know the idea. And I'm like,
do the freaking idea.
Freaking write the book, bitch. Please, I need the book. I need the book now.
I want to read it.
The amount of books that I have been told about and I'm not allowed to read because they don't exist. Like those sort of things are definitely, that's where I'm like, oh, but I also get it. Like it's not really like a work on either, because it's kind of like, that's therapy.
Well, it is, yeah.
That's therapy.
It is a work on in that sense.
But it's less of for me, project management is actually work on. Like, I can't escape my job. But I think for you, it's like a thing that is, I guess, as your friend, I want you to know that you can do it.
Oh my God,
and I try to make sure that you know that you can do it. And like right now, Jay is doing a little vlog series on her platforms, so go look at those.
Links in the show notes.
Literally, you could go to anyone. They're on all of them. Maybe we'll post them on our channel.
Oh no!
On our podcast channel. But like that is like it's so good to me. Yeah, it's good because it's good, duh. But it's also good because it's real. And it's not just the idea.
I did it.
The amount of times both of us have recorded a full ass vlog and no one's ever going to see it.
Yep.
And then I think my loves about you is just your like do it attitude. When you do get in and do it right, it's like the best place to be. We can run 1,000,000 miles and get a job done. We are both, but you even more so, are a DIY lady. I don't know why I'm adding gender to the end of that. You're a DIY person in the sense that it's like, we want to do this dolly shop. Do we have a dolly? No. How are we going to do it? Skateboards.
Computer chairs.
Yeah, computer chairs. Whatever it is to make it work. We're going to lie someone down on the ground and they're going to roll over. Whatever it is. Fully how we do it. Once we've got the idea in our heads and the ideation is done, the achievement is all good.
Yeah.
Especially if we're doing it together. That's half
yeah,
the reason
boy.
that this channel
Collaboration.
exists.
Yeah.
Without each other, this channel would not exist. Jay can project manage. I can tell her that she's great.
And that's all I need.
And that's all we
keep us
need.
going. I can't believe that we're about to finish up our first
Almost
episode.
done.
This is so crazy. I feel like we have so much more we could talk about, but that's why we would love you to come back to like our future episodes. There's so many more things to unpack about the creative life. But to wrap up this episode, last question: was there a time you thought of quitting the creative path?
Every single day.
Same.
Every single day. Every single day.
And what does the quitting thing look like to you? Because obviously, like,
It's
you're a
not real.
designer by trade.
That's the funniest part about it. It's
Yeah.
totally not real. In the sense that I don't like. We both are so. We look at the world creatively, like how our brains just work.
Yeah.
That it would truly be so hard. It would be like divorce. Like it would be freaking difficult. But I think it's less quitting and more just like. I think as I've gotten older, it's definitely lessened because in the beginning you have so much.
You mean the doubt?
Yeah, the doubt is so big that it's hard to kind of, and I guess with creative, unless you have a lot of people in your world working at different levels, which I guess coming from church you do, but it does always feel like a bigger jump than what it probably actually is, which is just doing the thing, like creative in a lot of ways is you have the tools are so much easier to get for most things. There's a place that you can start, even if it's not the end up place where you want to be. There's somewhere you can start to have the journey begin. So you're not just waiting.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do think when the journey begins, it's a lot longer than maybe some other places to be able to be in those spaces. It's hard to kind of give examples of it, but I think it's less of like wanting to quit and more just as I've gotten older, how to manage being in this field and in this space. And the more you learn how to, allow creative to not be a part of you as much or, like adding too much of yourself to an idea or all those sort of things actually like helps you grow along the way to the point where it's easier to be in, but it is a struggle.
So you used to, but now you're just like, well, this is me. Like, I'm going to be here.
It's truly hard.
There's
like,
no
it'd be
way
hard
that
to
you're
actually
gonna
split them.
quit creativity.
Well, maybe I'll quit design one day.
Yeah.
And do something else in
Yeah.
the creative field, and I don't know why. I don't think I could really.
Yeah,
do
you're like,
other
I'm
things.
never gonna touch a
can
design
I
software
can't-
ever in my life.
It's more like I just don't think I could do a different type of job.
I think you can.
No, I can't. Dyslexia.
He's
I can't.
dyslexic. Never
I
mind.
can't-
He's only good for designing.
No, even then, that would excuses to say I'm not good at design either. I just couldn't do a desk job is more what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
In the sense that there's someone that's always going to be better than me. In the sense that it's, just like I have the ability. I don't have that inherent ability
Yes,
to be able
yeah.
to
But
sit
with
down
design,
and work on
that's-
a Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah. The funny thing is when you say desk job, I was like, when I finished my job at church, I was like, I think I'd just like to go somewhere where I'm just doing
Like
data
maybe
entry.
I work at Countdown.
I don't want to work at Countdown. No, I don't
No,
want
but I could do that.
Okay, he can
I can
work.
put things on the
Countdown,
shelves.
hit him up.
Sponsor me by giving me a job.
Yeah, so when I first finished my work at church, my feeling off the back of that was like, okay, I'm gonna have a couple months off, just recover. And I would just love to do like admin, like data entry. I was like, is there a place that just needs to digitize some files and I'll just like, I can type fast, and I'm like
can.
something where I don't.
Another talent.
I just felt like I just don't need to use my brain because I felt like my brain was tired.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I guess that was like the only time I considered like quitting this field in a way. And then and what I see is all the other times, like I feel like I've picked up like creative skills or I've tried creative avenues. I think for me, I see those less as quitting, and I feel like it's something that I'm always gonna love and always gonna come back to. So that was probably the realest time. The
sure.
other like really real time was when I first got hired, and I was like, I think I need to leave. I think they made a mistake.
Like what? Not Stockholm syndrome. What's the
Imposter syndrome.
imposter syndrome?
Yeah.
A different syndrome.
A different syndrome. Where I was like, oh my God, they're gonna realize that they've made a mistake.
I think we both, we kind of started around the same time. Jay started earlier.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I remember us like sitting in the car being like, I think, do you feel like every day you're going to get fired?
Yeah.
And then you were like,
I'm just waiting for them to call me up and be like, hey, so like we
so we don't like you.
So the person that hired you isn't here anymore,
Yeah.
and we don't know why she hired you, so we have to let you go.
We have to let you go. Please leave now.
Yeah.
I never want to see you again.
Yeah.
I mean, I fully think that that's a real thing for creatives. Like, art as a whole takes so much of you to do. Like, it's not admin in the sense that you can divorce yourself from the work in a way. You know, you don't have to put yourself on the page. You're entering data.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think that definitely to switch off your brain and stack shelves like I will be doing, or add in information into a computer, is fully like, it feels like somewhat of a great way to detach yourself from the energy that it takes to like give a piece of yourself to these things. Like, and although, but I do think that comes with age and working in this longer. Mm-hmm. I think we've gotten better as things have gone along, when they're not to do with us, of allowing ourselves to not necessarily not give a part of ourselves, but a different way of giving it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I think
We've
in
learned
those days,
not to,
we were
like,
so like
have
here's
all
everything.
of me,
And the
now
reality
we're
was
like,
like,
oh, actually, I can just give you just this little bit.
yeah, because I didn't have anything left, you know, and I have to find out who I am again.
Yeah. But now we know how to like kind of temper that. Like even this project where we're like, actually, we love, we love this YouTube channel that we've put together. We love doing the different projects and stuff, but we're also able to kind of, this is such a great exercise because we're getting used to like
letting things go. If something isn't recorded properly, this is currently an issue we're having. You know,
then
like,
it's fine.
at the end of the day,
it's low stakes.
Stakes.
It's a space that's
no one gave us money for it,
allowing us to make mistakes, and I think that that's really good.
I think it's so good. I think, and that's important. I feel like that's something that maybe you can take away.
Yeah,
it's okay to not give all of yourself to something, especially if it's not yours.
Yeah, and that might be, we might talk about that more in another episode.
Yeah, that would be a great topic.
Okay, so this is our first episode. Everything we're doing is brand new. How we want to end the podcast is to add a little touch of this is called Not Quite Nerds. We're a little bit nerdy. So what we're going to do at the end of every episode, we are going to have like our closing question for that we're going to answer. You might want to answer in the comments. It'll be really easy peasy. And how we're going to do that is we're going to roll a D100. Okay, this is crazy dice. It's
technically 2 dice.
2 D10s. Okay, so we're gonna roll the D100 and then see what we get from the list, and then we'll ask the question. I never know.
Warm.
Ew. These are metal dice.
I hate metal dice. Oh, I got a 20 and a 7, so 27. 77.
A 20 and a 7, so 72.
I said I was dyslexic.
27. Oh, inbox 0 or inbox chaos?
Actually, I think 0.
Really?
But you know what else? I haven't checked it in like 3 days.
Okay, so as far as you're concerned, it's inbox 0.
I think it's probably only like 1 and 2 on my work one.
I am definitely inbox chaos, and so is my husband.
And the rest will just be subscription stuff on my Gmail.
Whoa, 25. Crazy. Okay, what do you always overthink? Quickly answer it. What do I always overthink?
Sleeping.
Myself.
Okay, that's the end of our episode. So that was our first episode. Back.
Yes.
A new, whatever you call it.
What is it called? New and improved?
New and improved 100% 2.0. We're back in a month's time.
Yeah.
So check us out then. Put any questions you have and other thoughts or topics that we could talk about for the podcast as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll see you. Yeah, thanks for being here and hope you follow along. And we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.